Hello everybody and welcome to the AOR F1 Season 10 Finale at Brazil. Pretty sure I got that right this time. Anyway, I definitely didn't plan on doing a commentary on this video at first. But since I was very late with the upload, since this is 5 days after the actual race, and since I wanted to get the final race of the season uploaded, I thought it would be quite a good idea to do a commentary on it as well, since it would be quite pointless to just upload the actual video, as I'm sure many of you already know the end result, of course. So in this video I'm probably going to talk a bit more about my season in general and yeah, the whole season that has gone by. Of course, in my opinion at least, this has been a very good season. The league has gotten quite a lot of exposure. Of course, it's been a few controversies as well. But in general, with the live streams that Matty and Fizzy does, it has been absolutely awesome to be a part of this league this season. And also, of course, the big championship battle between Martin and Limitless has also been great for the general action of the league. As you can see there, Broshik taking another pole. I'm in 4th, and I was pretty happy with that lap. Broshik, of course, I think it is taking his 5th pole of the season, which is the most out of any driver. And I mean, there's no reason why he shouldn't be fast in quali, as he practices that quite a lot. If you didn't know, Broshik is known for just practicing quali and then pretty much crashing you out when the race starts. Anyway, that's a bit off topic, or maybe that's what you want to hear, I don't know. Yeah, the race is about to start, and of course we got the 2 championship contenders in front of us, so I didn't want to get into trouble with those 2. Anyway, my season has been very consistent. I don't think I have finished outside the top 5 without anything happening on the first lap or a disconnection or something like that. So it's been quite weird in that regard, as this is the season where I have been practicing the least, I think. But also my qualifying has been quite horrendous this season. I usually aim to be in the top 6, because then I know I have quite a good chance of getting a podium. But usually I have been, I think my average qualifying position, or not average, but I'm usually in 7th or 8th, something like that. And my average positions gained from quali this season has been 2.5 or something like that, which is quite a lot, and it shows that my qualifying hasn't really matched my race pace, if I say like that. But also then coming onto my race pace, that has been quite good this season. It's been especially, I think, consistent. I think on pretty much every track I've been as fast, but at the same time that has been maybe a little bit boring as well, as of course I've been, as I said, usually in the top 5, but then again I've been pretty much 4th or 5th for over half of the races this season. My aim ahead of the season, I think I said it was to fight at the front for most of the races, and then I meant the top 3 positions, of course. So in that regard, this season has been a little bit disappointing. But I shouldn't be complaining too much. As I said, I didn't really put so much practice into it as I maybe should have, because one of my goals was also, of course, to take another win in AOR. Of course, I got my first win last season in Singapore, which was a very weird win. If you don't know that story, basically the whole day my internet was down. I couldn't practice or anything in the race day, and just pretty much 1 minute before the race starts, my internet got back up again, and I could join the race and everything. And surprisingly, I qualified second, and then I went on to win the race. Of course, Limitless, I think he disconnected in the race. He, of course, had the clear pace advantage over everyone else. But yeah, a great win, of course, the first one nonetheless. But yeah, I could probably have practiced a bit more this season in order to get a win, especially towards the end of it, where a lot of drivers slack off a bit. But then again, I have a little bit of a theory that once you've reached a certain level, practice don't make so much of a difference anymore. And I think I have already, for some time ago, reached that level on this game. But yeah, then again, you never know what would have happened if you would have practiced more. Anyway, the race is already on lap 9, and I can talk a bit about what's happened so far. Of course, Brochek started out in front. He's now done in 4th. Limitless is out on the lead, and we actually managed to jump Martin in the pits. Which means that at this moment of time, Limitless is the champion. So Martin probably felt a bit stressed out at this point of time, but at the same time he has shown great potential of doing recoveries. But then again, on this track you don't want to fall behind, and definitely not fall out of DRS, as that is very, very crucial. Also, all the drivers is pretty much on the same pace, which means that it is very hard to catch up once you have fallen behind. Also, as you can see in front, there's a Williams, and that is indeed the sensation of this season, I could say, probably NLR Evo, of course, having taken 3 wins this season in Monaco, in Abu Dhabi and Japan, of course. And also he is on the exact same points as me going into this race, so my goal, of course, was to finish ahead of him in order to keep my 4th place in the championship, which I have held for the most part of the season. Of course, I started out the season pretty badly with a 7th place, and then of course in Malaysia I had that awesome battle with Brochek for 4th place, and he beat me that time. And then in China I was having a very good race and a chance of the podium until my screen froze and I disconnected, so that was very unfortunate. Then I went on to have 4 very consistent races, finishing in 4th and 5th respectively. Then in Germany I finished 7th, which wasn't too bad, considering I tapped Unleashed on the first lap and spun around, which left me in dead last. Then I went on to probably have the best run this season of results, finishing 4th in Hungary and Spa. After that, my first podium of the season came in Singapore, which was for me very awaited, and I think for some others as well. I earlier in the season I used to get quite a lot of comments on my videos saying that I should go and get a podium as soon as I can. Of course, I tried my best in every race, but I almost felt a bit cursed in the early parts of the season when I finished 4th and 5th so many times. Then of course came Korea, which pace-wise probably was the best race for me of the season. Qualifying 3rd, less than a 10th behind pole as well. And then in the race, at one point I had a 4-second lead, but then came my 4-second pit stop, or I was held up by 4 seconds in the pits, which meant of course I was caught up quite quickly. I think Martin and Limitless probably could have passed me in the end of that race anyway, but at least I probably would have got third I think. That race ended with a big battle between me and Brošek, which Brošek then won, of course. And then I did a race in Japan, and then came of course India, which was of course the best race for me result-wise, finishing 2nd. And I did quite an interesting move there at the end, when I thought it was the last lap, whereas it was actually 2 laps to go. I started weaving, letting Evo catch me before the last lap. Fortunately, I could hold on to 2nd, which was very lucky, as it would have been quite embarrassing otherwise, to say the least. Then came Abu Dhabi, which was the most boring race in the whole season, in my opinion. Not only because that's my least favorite track, also because it wasn't really happening much at all during that race for me. I finished in 4th, which was a good result, but I didn't enjoy it at all. Then we raced at Kota, where I lost my front wing in the first lap, so from there on I thought the race would be very, very boring, but I had quite a lot of good battling with Lest and Haryanto, so I finished in 8th in the end, I think, which wasn't a result I wanted, of course, but then again it was quite good battling. Then last time out we raced at Spa again, and I made a very, very good start, but got shoved off the track, so I ended up in last after the first lap as well. Had to fight my way back and ended up in 7th. So that's a bit of a summary about the season for you. As I said, quite consistent apart from those races where I finished outside the top 5. Then in the race now, it has of course happened quite a lot. I said I wouldn't talk too much about the race, but I should probably do a bit of a summary. Limitless, of course, pulled away quite early and is out in the lead. Then we had a very, very big battle for 2nd place going on for quite a few laps. And then Martin managed to break free. He's now in 2nd place, of course. Brošek in front of us is in net 3rd. And I'm in 5th, and G is currently behind. G disconnected from qualifying and joined back in. So he has made quite a good recovery. The other Williams driver, which is Evo, made quite a big undercut at the first pit stop, so he is of course then on alternate strategy, quite far behind at this point in the race. G behind also of course is on older tires than us. So my aim at this point in the race was of course to try and go forward, as Brošek in front of us is in the last podium position. me and Broshek, of course, has had quite a lot of battles this season. As I said earlier, in Malaysia and also in China, we battled quite a lot before I disconnected. Korea as well was probably the biggest battle of the season. Me and Broshek, of course, being good mates, we teamed up last season in McLaren, and of course we won the Construction Championship, and also Broshek went on to win the title, which was, you could argue, quite an undeserved title, which it was in a way, of course, as Limitless disconnected quite a few times. But then again, Broshek drove quite brilliantly at the throughout the season, especially in the first half of it. Unfortunately, I don't think Broshek will continue league racing though, as I'm pretty sure he doesn't own an Xbox One and doesn't plan on getting one either. I will though, if F1 2016 delivers as it should. I definitely plan on continuing league racing. At the moment, of course, F1 2016 is looking quite promising. With the F1 YouTube is obviously going to Codemasters and testing out the game. Of course, it's early days, but most of them said that if the game is put together the right way, it should deliver. Up until F1 2016, though, I'm not really sure if I'm going to league race at all, to be honest. I am a bit bored of F1 league racing now, and I'm not really sure if it's going to be another season on this game, but if it is, it's probably going to be a mini season of about 8 races, which I'm not really sure if I'm up to be honest. I have thought a bit about going back and racing a bit on project cars, which I did a couple of months ago. I probably didn't upload any races from that, but yeah, I might do if I go back. But for now, it's going to be quite nice to have a bit of a break, to be honest. It's been quite a long season, of course, and it's been a bit interrupted with a lot of break weeks as well towards the end, which is of course a reason why you lost a bit of motivation towards the end, and a factor why you or why many of the drivers didn't practice so much towards the end. Speaking of towards the end, we are now on the last lap in this season, which is a bit sad, but that was not something I was very concerned about at this point in the race, as Broshek is of course very close to attacking us as well. It got a little bit caught on us there, which meant I could stay ahead. In front of me and Broshek now then of course is Martin and Limitless. Limitless out in front, of course doing everything he can, did everything right. But Martin, coming home in second, will also secure the championship. So big congratulations to him. He definitely deserved it, having improved massively throughout the season. So that also means that this video is also coming to an end. I have talked a bit about everything. I tried to keep up with the happenings in the race, but I'm sorry if you think I missed anything vital. Anyway, coming over the line now, finishing in 3rd place, which I am very happy about. Always nice to finish the season on a high. As you can see the results there: Limitless, Martin, me, Broshek, Evo, Jason, Foxside, Pride, Lest, Yi, Haryanto and Unleashed. Also, me and Unleashed had an incident during the race, which I forgot to mention. So sorry about that. I did go and say sorry to him right after the race, but apologies once again. So yeah, that was my first ever commentary. I have been making YouTube videos for over 4 years, I think, having done Call of Duty before and now done F1 of course. But this is, as I said, the first time I've ever picked up the mic. And if you haven't figured it out already, I am indeed from Sweden, and I normally don't talk English for 20 minutes straight. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. I did at least. Please comment what you thought about it. Have a great day. Keep it clean, guys. Peace. I helvete var det.